The Intermediate Guide to Microsoft Excel 2013. Sound Advice. Another Computer Mama Guide. In this lesson, we're going to be working with lookup tables, how to find the answer in a little table. We'll also work with the logical functions if, and, or, not. This lesson starts with a sample file that you can download if you wish. The ribbon that we're going to be focusing on is formulas. So, if you are ready, please start the program Microsoft Excel and open that sample spreadsheet. Every job has something that you need to look up. In automotive design, there are lists and more lists of parts. In medical care, there are lists of procedure codes. In our little company, Charlotte's website, we're going to calculate the commission for our sales reps. The spreadsheet will have a little lookup table. The key to this formula is creating and naming that lookup table. We have 4 sales reps, Alex, Connie, Elizabeth, and Nikki. This sample spreadsheet subtotals the amount for each sales rep. We can use those figures in our new spreadsheet that'll calculate their bonus. There are the 4 sales reps, Alex, Connie, Elizabeth, and Nikki. Column B has been formatted for accounting, and I'm going to use a formula that equals the amount on the subtotal page. So for the amount for Alex, I click on his subtotal. The amount for Connie, I click on her subtotal, and so on. If you do not have the sample spreadsheets, you can simply type in these values and continue with the lesson. That'll work fine for me. Looks like we have too much money. Make the column wider. The best way to calculate the bonus is to look up the answer in a table. Excel calls this the lookup function. A vertical or VLookup uses the values in the columns. A horizontal or HLookup uses the data in rows. This will be a VLookup table. We'll start with the labels. In C1 type commission, and because it's a label, make it bold. In D1 type bonus, and format that column for accounting. Our little table starts in F1. Type the label sales, and in G1 type %. Format column F for accounting and column G for %. Here is the data. In F2 type 2500, 5000, 7500, 10,000. In the % column, click on G2 and type 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, there is our little lookup table. It has 2 columns, sales and %. When you name a table, it makes it easy to use in a formula. Please select from F1 through G5, and then go to Formula, Define Names, Define Names. The new name is Sales, and it refers to F1 through G5. Those are absolute. Click OK. The formula in C2 will be a lookup formula. Click on C2 and go to Formula, Function Library, Lookup and Reference, and click on VLookup. When the function arguments open, please enter the following. The lookup value is B2. When you type it in, you'll see the answer on the right side. The table array or the table name is Sales. And the column that we want is number 2. What do you see? The answer is 5% commission. It looked it up in the little table and decided that Alex's total was between 5% and 10%. You can click on C2 and autofill that formula down. Now we can calculate each sales rep's bonus. Click on D2. All equation starts with equals. Type equals B2 times C2. Enter. You can autofill that formula down as well. Very good. Charts make it easy to see the data. This chart is going to use 2 columns that are not side by side. Click on cell A1 and hold your cursor till you get to A5. Hold the Control key on your keyboard. Now select D1 through D5. This is our range. Go to Insert, Charts, Insert Column Chart. Click on 2D Column. What do you see? Microsoft Excel made a chart from our data. On the right-hand side are the quick clicks we can use to format the chart. Click on the Styles. Choose Style 4. Now click on the tab for Color and choose Monochromatic Green. Say you wanted to look at the top 2 sales reps. You can filter the chart. Go to the filter on the right-hand side and select To Sales Rep. Click on Apply. What do you see? The chart just shows 2 of them now. Go ahead and click all of them and put them back. This is an example of the VLookup function. V is for vertical because the data is in the columns. The next example is going to be the HLookup function. H is for horizontal because the data is in the rows. Please add a new blank spreadsheet. Labels and data. In cell A1, type Category. In cell B1, type Total. Select all of column B and format that for currency. Enter the data. In cell A2, type Corporate, Educational, Government, Private. In cell B2, type 2,850. B3, type 8,170. B4, type 21,470. B5, type 1,050. Now we're going to create the lookup table. We'll start with the labels again. In G1, type Amount. In G2, type Net Pay. If those are labels, and they are, select them both and make them bold. Also, select H1 through K1 and format that for currency. Now we're ready to add the data. In H1, type 1,000, I1, 5,000, J1, 10,000, K1, 20,000. The net pay is H2, 30, I2, 45, J2, 60, K2, 90. So far, so good. Select the range G1 through K2. Go to Formulas, Defined Names, click on Define Name. The name will be Terms, and it refers to G1 through K2. Click OK. Naming a table does make it easier to use in a formula. Now that we've named this one, we could make an HLookup function. Click on cell C1 and type Net Days. This is the label. Click on cell C2 to create the formula. Go to Formulas, Function Library, Lookup and References. Click on HLookup. When the function argument opens, please fill in the blanks. The lookup value is B2. The table array or the table name is Terms, and the row index is 2. What do you see? In cell C2, it shows me that there's 30 days before that gets paid. You can click on that formula and autofill it down. Okay, it looks like we're good with lookup tables. Now let's talk about logical functions. A logical formula only has 2 answers. Say true, false, or yes, no. A logical formula begins with a logical test. Say you wanted to calculate how much money would be paid in less than 60 days. That's the test. Is this less than 60 days? Let's try making this a formula. Click on cell D1 and type Pay in 60. Make the label bold. Click on cell D2 and go to Formulas, Function Library, Logical. Click on If. When the arguments open, please fill in the blanks. The logical test is this. Is C2 less than 60? Please look to the right. The answer is there. It says true. The value of true, type B2. The value of false, type 0. Please click OK. What do you see? C2 is less than 60, so you get paid what's in the B column. If you look on D4, the net days is greater than 60, so you get nothing. That's the if logical formula. Let's try a different formula, a conditional logic. Click on cell E2 and type a new label. big pay in 120. Click on E2 and go to Formulas, Function Library, Logical, click on AND. Fill in the arguments. The logical 1, C2 less than 120. Logical 2, B2 greater than 5,000. Click OK. The logical formula asks if the data in column C, net days, is less than 120, and if the data in column B is greater than 5,000. The answer in this example is either true or false. It is or it isn't. More conditional logic. The OR function answers true if any of the conditions are true. It will only return false if all of the logical arguments are false. Let's try this one. In cell F1, type a label, little pay in 60 days. Make it bold. In cell F2, go to Formulas, Function Library, Logical, click on OR. When the function arguments open, please fill in the blanks. Logical 1, C2 less than 60. Logical 2, B2 less than 5,000. Click OK. The answer is true if any of the conditions are true. The answer is only false if all of the conditions are false. That's the OR function. Let's try one more, but we need to make some room. Select column G and insert a new column. The new label in cell G1 won't pay in 30, and make that bold. Click on cell G2 to start the formula. This will be the NOT function. Go to Formulas, Function Library, Logical, click on NOT. Excel will prompt you to fill in the arguments. Logical 1 type C2 equals 30. Click OK. And then fill this down. The answer should be false or true. Well, that was a lot to learn today. Lookup tables and logical functions. I think you done good. You get the cookie. This is the Computer Mama, and thank you for coming.